Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Say Hare Krishna or something so I see who's here in the chat. Hare Krishna, I can't see who's here. Hare Krishna, Johnny, Sachi, all right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Gauranga Nichananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. All right.
Thanks for using.
So maybe read a little bit here. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhaktavinda, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhaktavinda, Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Jesus. We'll start out with the box thing. Let's pick up where we left off. Okay, female doctor one. Mhm. So, in an effort to cool down the blazing, feverish body of Sri Radhika. Wait, back. After consulting together in this way, Jatila sends Kutala to inform Yashoda of the new decision. Thus, the old woman succeeded in confining Srimati Radharani to the house. Being restricted in this way, the resultant burning suffering, which is felt by Sri Radha Krishna due to being unable to see each other, is so intense that it could not possibly be described even by the goddess of speech, Sri Saraswati herself. Mm. In an effort to cool down the blazingly feverish body of Sri Radha, which is burning furiously in the agonizing of separation from Sri Krishna, her girlfriends make a bed of cool lotus flowers, smeared with sandalwood pulp and camphor. But the very instant that her smoldering, lovesick body touches that cooling bed, the bed itself becomes as hot as burning embers. All this is just indicative of her unique loving moods of ecstasy, which are such that she considers even a eye blink to be the cause of separation from her Sri Krishna. Cursing the Creator who made such blinking eyes, this Srimati Radharani then wishes to be reborn as a fish with no eyelids. Indeed, without seeing Nanda 24 hours a day, how would it be possible for Srimati Radharani to pass the time? Thus falling down senseless upon the flower bed, burned by the fever of Sri Krishna's intense separation, burned by the fever of Krishna's intense separation, Radharani becomes completely unaware of her surroundings. If anyone tries to address her, the words do not even enter her ear, and she just lies there with her dazed eyes completely motionless. The girl Danista then arrives, being sent by Mother Yashoda from Nandigram, and sees this pitiful condition of Srimati Radha. Becoming very sorry, Danista says to Lalita, "My dear Lalita, since Vrindavanashwarani, Sri Radharani didn't come to Nandigram for cooking today, Rohini had to do this cooking." Now we'll circle back to this here. Let's try. Hey, look at this. Got this new thing Janaki got me. Hey, look at this. I have this phone right here. I can probably get some book up here. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, I like this. Hmm. It's not even in the way of the camera. Okay, let's read from Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, I need some battery. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay. All right, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1. Canto 2, let's see. Yeah, Process of Creation, Chapter 4 of Second Canto. Second Canto, text 1. Hey, Tom, let's put you up here. Tom, welcome. Okay, so we're going to do Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. You can get the book up to there, Tom. Maybe I'll have you read. Let's see. Say something, see if your sound is working. Sound's not working.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Sachi, can you advertise this too? Because I can't do it on my tablet. It's not working. Okay, so Sutta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Shukadev Goswami, which were all about truth of the self, applied concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. Maharaj Parikshit as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up deeply rooted affection for his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, and his animals, like horses, elephants, and treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. His wholehearted attraction. That's what we're going for here. Wholehearted attraction. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in thought of Krishna, knowing well his imminent death, renounced all sort of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna, and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. See? Exactly. That's what it has to be. You have to be like that. Come and hear from the empowered devotee. That's the process. Very simple. Maharaj Parikshit said, O learned Brahmin, you know everything because you are without material contamination. Therefore, whatever you have spoken to me appears perfectly right. Your speeches are gradually destroying the darkness of my ignorance, for you are narrating the topics of the Lord. Word for word on that one. Raja Uvacha, the king said, Sami Chinam, perfectly right. Vacha, speeches. Brahman, O learned Brahma. Sarva Jinasya, one who knows all. Your Aga, without any contamination. Tama, the darkness of ignorance. Vishirayate, gradually disappearing. Mayam, unto me, Hare, of the Lord. Katyata, as you are speaking, Katam topics. Yeah, see, this is the path. The darkness of ignorance goes from Harikata. So, you want to read, Tom? Purport. Read the purport a little bit.
I didn't find the verse yet. Sorry. Can you repeat the verse?
Canto 2, second. What chapter is this? Yeah, Canto 2, chapter 4, and the fifth verse.
Fifth verse, yes, I've got it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Thank you, Srila Garaidas.
Read the purport.
Purport, okay. The practical experience of Maharaj Parikshit is disclosed herein. The practical experience of Maharaj Parikshit is disclosed herein. revealing that transcendental topics of the Lord act like injunctions when received by
Injection.
the sincere injections, like injections, when received by the sincere devotee from a person who is perfectly uncontaminated by material tinges. In other words,
Yeah, and
reception.
yeah, and that uncontaminated is, you got to understand. It's not like, oh, this person is perfectly pure and everything. Uncontaminated means your heart has been purified by bhakti. See, the heart is the uncontaminated place. That's why you see have to have the awakening first, and you have to worship the Lord in ecstasy, and it dissolves away a lot of the stuff in the way. And then when you speak, you can see the Lord gives you that revelation and realization about the scriptures, very clear, very clean. And that's why I see Maharaj Parikshit could recognize that. And he says, it appears, I get it. I can see you're speaking rightly. You know, these people that are actually empowered by the Lord speak very differently than other speakers. And most cannot tell the difference because they don't usually get to hear from those whose hearts are purified by bhakti. You But if you do get a chance, you'll see there's a difference in their presentation of the scriptures than one who has not had their heart awakened by bhakti, devotion, pure love of God. See? And that's why you can see, there are a lot of Brahmins preaching Bhagavatam and Gita and teaching Vaishnavism and religions and all that, but often their hearts are not purified by this bhakti. So you need to sometime meet the devotee and hear from them whose hearts are purified by bhakti, and you'll see a difference. It'll inspire you. You'll see, like, you'll feel enlivened because what they say, there's a saying in Vaishnavism that the words of a bona fide spiritual master are like saffron particles. See, they're very purifying. They're there's a kind of almost an aroma to them, like that you really can relish. Very different. Yeah, but unless you hear from such devotees, you never know the difference. If you just hear from people who are just like, say, like Brahmins or sannyasis, you have no perspective. You don't know the gold standard. Go ahead, Tom. What?
Yeah, I was thinking when listening to you of this song, it's the way, it's about the way that you do it. That will get results.
The way you do it? Like what way?
Like the approach of a pure devotee makes a difference. It's the way he takes this and he relishes this, and by this relishing, there can be um, 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 somebody who sees this, who gets it. By the way he gets it, that's the way, that's the
Yeah,
energy, the
yeah.
approach.
The devotees tasting this bhakti. They have
Witness.
to. They cannot. You have to see the person really enjoys serving Krishna, is relishing this, like very relishable, loves to speak or hear about Krishna.
And the
And
witness, yeah,
that's, yeah, yeah.
the
So that's
witness will get it that way by witnessing the pure devotee doing it, relishing it.
yeah, that's how you get it. Yeah, it's awakened in you too. What we need is role models. Role models. Even in the world, like I was listening to on this clubhouse, this guy um, was saying, well, we would like to overcome what's going on in the world, but we got no role models. And we're looking for role models of some living person that is overcoming these issues here. You know, and because it's important, people are looking for role models. Where's somebody that's, so like now they have a protest in France, big one. See, this is a role model. People looking. Okay, well, you could do the same thing. Have big protest over here. See, it's some kind of role model precedent. And the same thing for
The-
devotional service. People need a role model to see if this is because we're preaching, oh, this is the path, this is the way to do it. You come in, you got to have a bona fide spiritual master. These are the qualifications, and so people are looking. Well, where's your role model? Well, we have quite a few now. You see people making steady progress, quick progress to the level of prema. Some have already attained prema. See, so they have a role model. See, that's why I'm saying, to uh, my whole thing is to help others become happy like this. But you got to understand what is the role model for real quick advancement in Krishna consciousness. I mean, this is the role model for real, genuine, and quick advancement in Krishna consciousness, where you can go back to Godhead in this life. Even Godhead can come back to you, come to you. You attract Krishna. Devotion, when it awakens, automatically Krishna is attracted. And practically, what does that mean? Krishna is attracted. You get revelation. He shows you, I'm the truth. The truth is the pure conception of the absolute truth. And the Lord reveals that to you. And then you share it with others. Then you're a real teacher.
The role model is the example. It is the real leader. Without this shackle, you cannot promote. You cannot get the upgrade.
Yeah, and people have to see the role model of those following such a guru. Otherwise, if they don't follow in the footsteps of that disciple, they don't get the result either. See, so the role model has to be there. People have to find what is the role model for guru. And see, a lot of people don't have the real clear standard. They think, oh, a real bona fide spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, they follow the rules and regulations perfectly. They're perfect in their actions. Everything they do is pure. They're vegetarian. They follow all the rules. They follow basically the rules, and they do regulated devotion and all that. But that is not necessarily the role model. It needs to be something more. That's a role model for a Brahmin or a sannyasi. They're renouncing, they're austere. That's a role model but is it the role model for a devotee who is empowered by pure love of God? Maybe that they might have that quality of a Brahmin or a sannyasi because that's their habit and tradition. Or they might be a Sudra without any of those things, because it's not, this bhakti that we're teaching is not dependent on being perfect in the rules. Bhagavatam is all about that. It's about those who didn't want to spend all their time. The sages didn't want to spend all their days and nights trying to perfect being a good sannyasi and Brahmin, because they said it's going to take many, many years to perfect these rules. So therefore, you Sutta Goswami, you've realized the Bhagavatam. See? You're a well-spoken person, well-read and spoken in the Bhagavatam. You've realized Krishna. So we want to hear from you. Tell us, what is a quick way that we can attain Krishna? Okay? And it was always the same message. Hear from the bona fide devotee, and very quickly spontaneous devotion will awaken in your heart. Okay? All the obstacles, follow the Bhagavatam. By regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized soul, person who knows the real self. Okay, all that's troublesome to your heart will go. All that what's troublesome is ignorance, acting ignorantly because of your knowledge is ignorance. You don't have this kind of advanced knowledge. See, so that causes unhappiness. You're acting in ignorant ways. Could be so as simple as associating with people that have envy and jealousy and pride. Intimately, you associate intimately with them, your bhakti's finished. See, but you learn that self-realized soul, what is unfavorable for progressing in this bhakti, according to the time, place, and circumstance. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
In other words, reception of the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam from professional men heard by a karma kandya audience never acts miraculously as stated here. In other words, reception of the message of Srimad Bhagavatam from professional men heard by a karma kandya audience never acts miraculously as stated here.
The karma kanda, let's see, I forgot the exact definition, but it's something like karmis. You know, you're into karma, good deeds and bad deeds. See, so, and you're one of these professional Bhagavatam, and you'll speak in those terms. You'll speak, this is good karma, this is bad karma. Do good deeds, do that. They look at the Bhagavatam and they preach you that message.
Yeah,
But if you want to overcome karma, like good and bad, if you see our message is, hey, let's transcend good and bad. Let's transcend that and engage in the happiness of pure devotional service, the bliss of that. See, don't spend your whole life trying to be a good person and avoid being a bad person, or being a bad person and promoting yourself as a good. You know how many people, their lives, these politicians, they're spending their whole friggin' lives being a bad person, trying to look like a good person before the world. That's what they're doing. Okay? They present themselves as a good person, and they're really bad in their hearts. Bad people, terrible people, and the world doesn't. Practically we can see. I can preach about this stuff now because it's all happening, man. All these people are present like these entertainers, entertainment industry. They're presenting themselves as, oh, we're really good people, and look at this, we're famous, and we're good people, And now you find out so many are pedophiles, so many are Satanists. And they come right up there and do these symbols and all that right up there now. They just don't hold back. And showing what they really are. Right. People need to know that. Otherwise, why would you continue to associate with bad people looking as like good people? See, that's the wolf in sheep's clothing. See, so that's the putana obstacle. You notice putana? Oh, I'm a good devotee. Oh, I'm a pure devotee actually. Yeah, listen to me, and your heart is not purified by pure bhakti, love of God. But look at me, I'm dressed really nice, I look like a great devotee, but internally my heart is still polluted. It'll always be polluted until you can taste the nectar of rasic devotee. You got to become rasic, tasting transcendental ras, and that's a gift, my friends. You got to find somebody that somehow or other from this life or a previous one is tasting this transcendental ras, because that's the only way to know Krishna. You got to eat him, like Jesus said. He's got to be like a tart, Pop Tart.
yeah. And if you want to become an audience, a listener, you have to be your ears have to be uncontaminated too, because otherwise you will not become attracted to a teacher from that quality.
Say it again, what you said. I might want.
If you are in the audience, then you also need uncontaminated ears to become attracted to a teacher that is pure.
Not necessarily. What you need is attentive hearing.
Yeah,
See?
that's what I
And
think.
that'll take off the contamination. See? So it's just like here, my mind went off. I started to think about something. I think I was looking at a comment, and you're talking. See? Missed out. That's what I said. Repeat, and that should be when you're listening. People are out there listening. If you're just like, I'm talking and talking, and we're discussing these things, and your mind is over here and over there. Well, hey man, you just missed the boat. See, it's attentive hearing. So you got to practice that. You got to see how important it is. We have people here, like I have a guy, when I'm doing this here, he's walking around doing this and doing that and everything. And I don't think his heart's getting clean because he's having all these problems.
Yeah.
You know,
That's about
difficulties.
focus.
Huh?
That's
Yeah, I
about
mean, you know,
focus. And yeah.
yeah, you should focus, not be sitting there coming here doing this and doing that. You're not really listening. You think am I doing this and that and everything? I'm 100%. I'm here with the thing and I'm listening. Even as I'm speaking, I'm 100% listening. And then I feel the value from that, see the bliss of that. But if
Yeah.
you're, you know, if you're on the hearing part and you're out there and you're doing this and that, and I had another lady was doing that. You know, I went over her house, you know, and I watched her how she's listening, and she's doing this and she's doing that, and now she's gone.
Yeah.
You know,
Setting
not getting
priorities. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, not getting purified by attentive hearing. This is what it is, attentive hearing. Same thing with chanting. You think I sitting there chanting, I'm thinking about this and that. No, I just hearing the name, man, praying, you know, Lord, surrendering, 100% if possible. If not, I'm not going to get the result. I know that enough now. Why do I want to? I'm here for bliss. Why do I want to waste my time? You know, I want to hear, I want to taste the bliss, the ecstasy by attentive hearing. You want to learn how to hear? Look at the face of Lolita when she hears. You think she's thinking about anything else? You want to learn how to hear everybody? Look at Lolita when she comes on. Now you'll learn. Now you'll see why she tastes ecstatic bliss. And that can be for you too, or anybody else, you know, but you can see because she comes on, the lead on her face. Or whoever is on here that's really tasting bliss. They're really listening good usually. Some really listen good sometimes, and then they I don't know, they have things to do or something, and then they go off a little bit. But you miss out. So try to be attentive as much as you can, and you'll get a deeper result. That's part of one of the 10 offenses to the holy name is inattentive chanting, inattentive hearing. So read this, Tom.
Aman Narayan. Maharaj is perfectly right. One can attain to the highest perfection of life simply by attentive hearing of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord from the right sources, as Sri Narad
Yeah.
heard them from.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry about that. Yeah, you go ahead, finish it up. I didn't. I can't
As
see
Sri
it.
Narad heard them from the pure devotees.
Yeah, you don't.
Srimad
You think he was?
Bhagavatam.
Yeah, you think he wasn't attentive hearing? Rapt attention. So anyway, that's how you get the best result. Otherwise, there's something, but attentive hearing is good. Actually, sometimes when people listen, they're distracted because of what's going on within too. But it could be a habit, a bad habit, and you can just keep pulling yourself back. Or it could be you have some emotional issues. I noticed that also because if you listen real attentively, they start to come up, and then you want to distract yourself. Anyway, do the best you can with that in that thing. Yeah, Lolita says the vibrations are purifying you. Yeah,
Yeah.
she knows from experience. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Devotional hearing of the message of the Lord is not like hearing ordinary topics. Devotional hearing of the messages of the Lord is not like hearing ordinary topics. Therefore, the action will be felt by the sincere hearer by experience of the gradual disappearance of ignorance. So, therefore, the action will be felt by the sincere hearer by
So
experience.
read that all. Read that all again.
Devotional hearing of the messages of the Lord is not like hearing ordinary topics. Therefore, the action will be felt by the sincere hearer by experience of the gradual disappearance of ignorance.
See, that's what you got to see personally. You got to see, wow, I listen to this person. I'm getting a experience that I don't get listening to mundane topics. And I listen to mundane topics, I get an experience, but it's not like this. I feel, God, my weights are coming off. I'm feeling uplifted. Literally, my spirit is being uplifted. See, Krishna rising. This is causing an awakening. So, so much ignorance starts coming off, and then you start getting these spiritual experiences, like chapter 1 of Adi Lila says. When you have a bona fide spiritual master, it opens the way to transcendental experience, because there's a lot of stuff on top of that right now. You got to hear truth, conclusive truth. And it's like you're a can full of worms, and the worms come out, you know, and then you find, what's underneath. Underneath is Krishna. He comes from underneath. Jesus said, those who believe in me, those who hear from me, from their belly, living waters will come. The Lord starts to come up. You'll feel it like a rush, you know? And that's the Lord. He comes into your awareness now and gives you the blessings and the bliss. And now all of a sudden you chant, the king, all these things that Jesus knew. Jesus said the kingdom of God is within and at hand. He could call it up at any time. Advanced devotees do that. That should be your guru. If they can't call up the kingdom of God where it arises, Krishna rises up into their awareness and into your awareness, even, you can see, wow, man, this person's experiencing some spiritual thing. Otherwise, it's a big friggin' show. Big show. There's people prancing around the stage. Didn't Jesus, everything I'm telling you Jesus talked about, because he saw the same thing. These guys prancing around in their white robes or orange robes with a big stick. We're better than you. We're a big thing, but they can't prove it. They're just showing off, but they can't show Krishna off. See, that's the secret, is to show Krishna off. Not yourself and your big friggin' stick, your big orange cloth, or your big rubber stamp that bounces. It's like a check that bounces. Oh, you gotta show Krishna off. Show that you have possession of that rascal of Vrindavan, that debauchee. Sorry, stop getting me worked up, Tom. Reading all this good stuff from Prabhupada. I love it, man. He's fantastic, man. I'm going to do more of this. I want to hear his purports and just strengthen them, so people can get this stuff. Yeah? Bottom line, man. Otherwise, you got to show Krishna off, not your big friggin' stick. You see, I the success here is not dressing for success, is it? I got plenty of people come to me, plenty, coming up to 14 people at one time live. I think that's plenty. And people coming every day, I think that's fantastic to do. That is a miracle to do, to be known as a Bhaktivedanta or a spiritual leader and not even be dressed for the part, because everybody seems to have to dress the part. I come in my little sweatshirt, but I have what? I have Radha and Krishna. And I know that makes all the difference. And the sincere people come here. Those who really want Krishna and really want the kingdom of God come here. And the ones who are not so serious, they go elsewhere. Yeah.
The next line is about this.
What?
The next line is exactly what you said.
Really? Go ahead, let's read it. This is fun, isn't this? I love this, man. I love the truth.
It goes very natural. Every time when I look at the scriptures, if it's Prabhupada, and it's perfect synchronicity with your story.
Yeah.
When a hungry man is given food to eat, when a hungry man is given food to eat, he feels satiation of hunger and the pleasure of dining simultaneously. When a hungry man
that's the secret here. The secret here is to learn how to dine at the transcendental table. See? That's the big boon that you get here. People are not awakened. They cannot dine where the devotees are dining. The dining here table is is tasting the food, which is God himself. His name is none different than Radha and Krishna. And until you can taste that name, you're not having you're fasting. You think these sannyasis are fasting? These religionists? They're just fasting all the time, fasting. Not they're just fasting on food, and then they start eating. They still haven't dined like we're dining here. We're here teaching people how to dine on God Himself, on His name. You know, to actually taste the glory of Radha's name, Hare, and Krishna, and 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 you be satisfied. The satisfaction of eating that transcendental food shows on the people's faces here. I'm amazed that bhakti devotees don't know that. They can't even see. They can't tell if the person that's dining spiritually. They can't see it in their face. You know, those who are relishing the name of God. You know, and you can see this person's feet, and they don't even know why. No role model. Out of thousands of gurus, you can't even get one friggin' role model to show, man, I'm chanting the name and I am so happy. Tears are flooding my eyes. You know, I'm laughing like a madman because I'm so happy to be delivered. No role model. That's the problem. That's the kind of bhakti my Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda came to bring. They came and brought that kind of happiness, that kind of bhakti. Where is it? Where's that kind of bhakti? Well, the only place I found was here. Everybody says, oh, some people say, well, yeah, we're Raganuga Bhaktas and we're spontaneous devotees, Radhe, 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 but we hiding that. We're no shows. They're not, so nobody knows. There's still all these no shows. I don't know, maybe you got it, maybe you don't. Who the hell knows? But there's still a no show. Nobody learns from a role model. And I get all the criticism. Oh, go hard. You know, you're supposed to be a no show like us, man. Yeah, why are you showing all these? Well, I like to show Krishna off. I like to show Radha off so people can see how beautiful they are, how fantastic they are. I'm here to show them off. You know, like those guys on the stage, they go out and now introducing Radha and Krishna. That's me. That's all I'm doing. You know, look how ecstatic Radha is. Oh, look how beautiful Krishna is. And all their little details. You show them off. Somebody's got to do it. Otherwise, you got no role model. What is ecstatic love? That's in a distant future. Oh, many lifetimes, and then see, Krishna says, oh, many, many lifetimes before one can realize me. Well, we cut down that time, man. My masters, Radha and Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Hey, man, people are going to realize Krishna in this life. There's a lot of power behind. I got Prabhupada. I got his blessing. I got Krishna's blessing. Man, I got all the ammunition I need. Look at this. One purport, man. We're just flattening the illusion now. There's one little purport, one little sentences. You know, I'm just speaking what Prabhupada wrote in his book, man. He wanted somebody to speak it and flatten the Maya, flatten the curve.
So we need two ingredients, like the bona fide teacher, the bona fide example, who is tasting and who is inspiring, and then we need the receptive listener, one who has an antenna to feel attracted to this new quality.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's why you got to come in line. See, there has to be a bona fide speaker and a bona fide hearer. If you're one of these hearers, it's either you can't do it because you got all this emotional problem. You don't even know yourself, and you can't. So you got the bona fide speaker and you don't have a bona fide hearer. Prabhupada had a lot of that. So did Bhakti Siddhanta. But see, Prabhupada was a bona fide hearer, and when his guru spoke, he knew this God is speaking through him, and he listened like attentively. And Bhakti Siddhanta said, I marked this person. This person's going to be a great speaker. You know who's like that here? Quite a few, especially Lalita, especially Johan. You're like this, becoming like this. You know, eh, River also, when she's not going through stuff, you're very listening, everything. I tell you, become a good hearer, you're going to become a great speaker. You're going to be purified really fast too. But anyway, not everybody has their ability because sometimes people have emotional things going on inside, and it's not always easy because So anyway, you just got to deal with your what you're given. With do the best, do what you can do. Yeah, yeah, and the more you get inspired. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel that these obstacles in the listener, they also have they are also functional because every time an obstacle over is overcome when the listener overcomes an obstacle and the teacher helps the listener to overcome this obstacle, then it's also an example. Then there's a teaching in this every time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, you learn, you get experience. Yeah, and so that's your journey too. Everybody's journey to making it to this point. Very helpful because other people have usually same obstacle or similar. So yeah, it's good. What is? Let's see. Read this here, Tom.
Lalita Ganga. That's more than we can wish or desire, but it's here. Radha Krishna. That's more than we
Yeah,
can wish.
yeah. People do. That's why if you come regularly getting purified, you'll start to see Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya, the paramparas here. Because if you really have the order, if you really have the connection with the parampara, they're behind you, man. They're behind here. I can't do this alone. It's because of their strength. I mean, then if I didn't have their strength, I'd have to. If I really wanted, I want to be guru and all this. I'd have to put on the nice dhotis and get a nice stick and get nice paper products, you know, with the nice degree with the thing saying and the people saying, yeah, he's your guru, Dave, man. He's going to deliver you. Yeah, yeah. And I could play the game, play that. No, here or anywhere, whether you're a sannyasi or a guru or in anything, you have to be empowered by the transcendental potency. See, that becomes apparent by those who come and listen and get purified. You know, people wouldn't have recognized Jesus when he was preaching unless they stayed with him and heard and learned from him and saw. See, and then gradually they became purified and they could recognize more and more. You know, the devotee is a transcendental personality, the real spiritual master, and you come to see that gradually as you're getting purified. Because yoga maya hides the truth about God. You don't think it hides guru? That's why I said when the Lord sees that you're really sincere, you really want the Lord, you really want God, whoever you are, whatever line you're in or out of the line, but the Lord sees your heart. He'll give you a bona fide spiritual master first, and then you'll get purified so you can attain the transcendental relationship with the Lord. This is how he does it. It's always been like this. Living guru. Oh, could you imagine these people, the Ritviks and even the living gurus and their followers, attain this without a living role model, a living example of a person who worships God, Krishna, with love of God, love of Krishna? Can you imagine? It is like that's why they preach many, many lifetimes because it seems like inconceivable. Well, it's conceivable here because you need to have what you read in the book manifest before you. You need a Shukadev Goswami. He was empowered by Krishna. And he had to speak the confidential truth, not just, okay, you have a Shukadev Goswami here, and then he's going to preach something else other than the confidential truth of the Bhagavatam. Oh, yeah, let me tell you about rules and regulations and Varnashram Dharma. That'll be our teaching. even though I know more. Okay? Here, you're getting a guru and you're getting the confidential teaching. Therefore, the result will be love of God very quickly. And you'll feel like, oh, well, I'm really advancing. Sometimes it gets so hot that you might want to back off a little bit. And people do. If you notice, they back off. All right, what do we got here? Let's see here. What is your name, Prabhu? What is whose name? My name? Where are you located? Zirkus Pros. I'm in Idaho, and my name is Gaur Haridas. If you're asking me, I don't know. And we call them. Okay, read this here, Tom.
Lalita Ganga. And we call them. And we call them. And they are working here. Present here. Moving in our midst. Really, really.
Yeah, she feels them too because of purification. See, she walks the walk. Everybody has to. Yeah. See, a lot of people want to jump in. They want to like supersede guru or and they want to be, jump over guru. That happens. Anyway, people have their challenges. Okay, so read this here.
Zirkus Pros. Write your biography. Explain ISKCON's wrong turn.
Yeah, actually, they're just everybody's learning. We're all children. So instead of explaining the wrong turn, how about just give them the right turn? If anybody wants the right turn is very simple. You come here and see if this is not the right turn. People, you want to know the right turn, you have to come and patiently hear. Come here and you'll see, is this the right turn or not? And you'll just know automatically, oh, that was obviously not necessarily a wrong turn. That's just a long road. See, you got to go through, oh, okay, I got this guru. He says he's going to give me Krishna, but he doesn't give me Krishna, or can't give me Krishna, or just won't give me Krishna. He just gives me a bunch of rules and regulations, and I become an expert Brahmin or a big sannyasi with a stick. Well, I think I want more. I think I want something transcendental. See, so anyway, that's a little longer road. But if you come to that realization, oh, it's more there. I want more of Krishna. Then, if your heart's sincere, he'll send you uh, to a place like this, very rare place, where you see love of Krishna is being offered again, very easily, without a lot of troubles. There might be some troubles. People have some troubles. They have trouble, but the Lord is calling them. And they very easily get this love of Krishna. Read this.
Harisachi. Guru is hidden at times, just like Krishna is hiding.
That's right. Sometimes they show and sometimes not, or sometimes they're showing and you don't see it because could be some kind of contamination in a way. This happens. Okay, read this.
Lalita Ganga. Those temples are like cafes without beer, like pubs without beer.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you come to this cafe and you're going to get intoxicated with bhakti more and more. Unless, some people, it just doesn't bear fruit right away. And some people it bears fruit quick. It's just everything's different. But if you really want Krishna, here's a place you're going to get it faster than any place I've seen on this planet, faster than any of these other groups. Read that.
Karuna Sindhu Das, replying to Lalita Ganga, and without coffee.
And without coffee. Yeah. Okay, read some more now. Keep on.
There was one sentence. The crucial test of hearing, Srimad Bhagavatam, is the crucial test of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should get positive enlightenment by such an
Okay,
act.
you see that we're not just here. You know how long they told me go hard. I was in ISKCON for not to put it down. I just say my experience. I was in ISKCON 5 years, and it was like I'm not getting really anything, but I'm just work, 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 and they just stick it out. And I couldn't even hear. I didn't have no time to hear anything. They just work, 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 you know. And I always that's the reason I came to ISKCON. Was to be close to Prabhupada and Krishna, and I just got a lot of 12 hours a day, 7 days a week working. You know that was so I had so the real test is that you see Prabhupada's talking about hearing. He's talking. This is advanced devotee stuff. I mean, to me, that I didn't really need the work, work, work just to realize that I was kind of like took a wrong turn for myself. See, I didn't have role models. Didn't have any friggin' role models, man. Not one living role model, that I could say, oh, hey, just this is what I'm going to do. I want to hear about Krishna and talk about Krishna. Everybody said we're all just work, 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 and doing, always do, 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 do. See, but now the test to see if this is really the thing is you come and listen. So read that sentence again, that last one.
Yeah, I also missed another short sentence before, so I read it also.
Just read this one. No. Read this sentence.
Okay. The crucial test of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should get positive enlightenment by such an act.
See, better word than positive, because positive is like positive, negative. Effective. See, you should feel the effect of hearing. See, and effect is more than positive. It's transcendental, actually. You should be at least relieved. Positive too is okay. Yeah, positive. At least you feel good. Feel like, oh wow, this is working. That's if you're attentively hearing. If you're not, like I hear some people complaining. Some people they're the ones doing the other stuff all the time, doing this. Oh, go! I don't even like listening to you. And they're doing other stuff and everything. Well, hey man, you got to rectify this. You got to when you come to come and hear. See, hear. And if there's something in the way, find out what is in the way. What's stopping me from here? Let me be honest with myself. Why am I, not listening? What am I avoiding? What am I trying to get away from? See, I mean, if you want, otherwise, you can't tell. That's why if people wonder why there's a point, you wonder, well, I don't even like his classes. Oh yeah, but then I look and I see, well, look, the person's not really hearing attentively. They're out doing other things and all that. So if you might want to look at that. If you say, well, I'm coming, but I don't really get much out of your class. I don't, like to chant. So, well, why is that? Ask yourself these things. Why don't I sit here? It's like I want to hear, but I don't. See, there's a hypocrisy there. I want to hear, I want to promote you, but I don't. It's like there's two things, double-minded still. So be honest with yourself. Try to figure it out. Talk to people and say, just confide your heart. There are a lot of devotees here. You say, hey man, this is going on, what's going on? And maybe they can help you wade through some of this. That's why we got a Sangha here. Because if you are attentively listening, I mean, look how many people who do attentively listen and look at the result. It's fabulous, man. I'm attentively listening. And it's fabulous for me because I feel like I'm also being used and listening at the same time. The result is fantastic. I love it, man. And that's why I come here every day. Look at this. Just did a 3-hour class this morning. Yeah, back again. Because it's so wonderful. I love it. It's like I feel like I'm putting money in the bank. I feel like I'm going to work, and making profit. This is what it is. This is spiritual profit. This is fantastic. I think Tom, you kind of got this too. You like the profit you're getting here. We're profiteers. Did you know that? We're musketeers and profiteers. We carry our musket. See, the Bhagavatam is our gun and ammunition. We're like musketeers. We're blowing Maya out of the water. Got all these truth cannonballs, firing them out of the cannon.
Yeah, I like this idea that it becomes my main job now.
What is it? Read this one.
Lalita Ganga, our Guruji even was his own role model.
Now that's a miracle. At least, Lord Chaitanya, he had Srivas. Srivas come and said, because he thought he was going crazy. People were saying, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Because had ecstatic emotions. And Srivas comes because he's Narada Muni. In the previous life, he had affinity for it. He said, yeah, I wish I had those kind of emotions, man. That's top notch. Then, he says, what you did, you saved my life. I was really going to drown myself in the Ganga because there was no role model. Everybody's saying, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. See, this was before I think he met Madhavinda Puri. I mean, Ishvara Puri. See? So that doubly confirmed everything. He goes there and he sees Ishvara Puri also chanting. He's chanting Hare Krishna mantra and he's weaving around in ecstasy. Like you see here, I mean, we're promoting this stuff. I'm here promoting Krishna. People think, Gaur, you're just promoting yourself. Yeah, I am. But the self is Radha and Krishna, man. That's the only self I know. And getting to know. I'm just a baby. I'm just getting to know these two. They're like infinite, and I can't see ever getting bored. They're so interesting. Both of those two. The most interesting personalities. They're persons of interest. You ever see that in the world? They call this is a person of interest, and then the FBI comes in and looks at everything they do. We're showing the world that Radha and Krishna and Lord Chaitanya are the persons of interest that everybody should be interested in because it's worth it. Okay, read this one.
Janaki Devidasi, I lived in the temple for 7 years. Only work, work, work. Just go collect the money.
They use you up. I mean, they can't help it. I'm not here to like be bitter about that. Thank you for the lesson. Hey, man, I'm very happy now. No problem, man. Whatever got me here, I'm happy. So I'm going to pay it forward and help whoever else wants to be happy forever like this. You want a lifestyle like this where you chant the holy name and ecstasy grows every day? I don't know why anybody else in Krishna consciousness wouldn't want this. Where you feel more intimate with God, that Supreme Lord, with Radha also, get to know her and Krishna very intimately. I mean, they've given this. This is the result. So whatever I went through or going through, it's all worth it, man. So, yeah. Okay, what's it? Read this one.
Lalita Ganga, you are so special, Guru Maharaj. You are a real miracle.
Miracle baby. Miracle baby. What Kamsa does, Kamsa represents Maya, the material energy. And as soon as a bhakti baby is born, even usually from having a born of the word, that means you see Devaki and Vasudev represent the spiritual master. Actually, see that story also represents the spiritual master. See, there Devaki represents the feminine, right? Well, the devotee has got that. Even though you might be a cowherd boy or some relay, it's a kind of considered like God is your hero. See, the Lord is our hero. He's our savior, right? And you're surrendered. So you have this relationship. And from this relationship, children are born. See, what do you think? I got children, man. I was never wanted to be a father. It was amazing. But that's what happens when you have this, Vasudev is your husband. That's that, and we're here to preach. We're here in Lord Chaitanya's line. See, so you're birthing children. See, and children are those who are born from the word. See, this is like sperm, transcendental sperm. See, like this is the physical body is born through sperm, right? This is how the spiritual body is born from the word. See, it goes into the ears and into the hearts of others. See, and then purifies it. See, and it's racing towards the Krishna and he's out there laying in the he's like, come on, wake me up, and it finally reaches the transcendental ovaries, and then boop, baby is born, comes into the heart, and then a lot of crying, as you know, a lot of tears, a lot of crying, then laughing, then you got a nice well-rounded baby laughing and crying. There you go. Now you're part of the family, man. Read this.
Janaki Devi Dasi. Me too. Thank you for freeing me from religion.
Isn't that nice? Woo. Freedom. You don't need really. You come here, just Harikata, man. Radha and Krishna worship. No problem. Okay, read this one.
Gauri. Shama Gauri. I have to think about it. Shama Gauri. I feel the same, Guru Deva, because now I know why I had to go and still do through all my sorrows. But I know it's worth it.
Yeah, it is. It's well worth it. So stick around. If anybody, I'm going to read. If anybody hasn't taken that thing, please don't stick around. And if you have, don't worry. Just stay here anyway. Stay as people are already having in our sangha. People are already having problems with that. So don't follow suit in that. They may not even tell you, but they are having problems here already. So be careful with that. Stick around as long as you can. And even if you've taken it, don't worry. It's okay. You're here. You've got Krishna, you got Guru. Everything will be all right. Okay. You're going to win anyway. Go ahead, Tom. Read some more
now. There was this sentence I skipped. I forgot.
Go ahead.
It's
the
sentence in between. So I read this three sentences. When a hungry man is given food to eat, he feels satiation of hunger and the pleasure of dining simultaneously. Thus, he does not have to ask whether he has actually been fed or not.
See, this is freedom from religion. People, they get you to doubt your mind on the level of religion. You can't. You may be feeling like, oh, I don't know, man. When you're Mathura represented also the Vaidhi Bhakti platform. Kamsa was a hypocrite. He was doing engaged in hypocritical devotional service. He would act like a religious person, but in his heart was a materialist. A lot of people in religion, ministers, gurus, sannyasis, there is that factor. Not all of them were like this, but that's part of religion. And most neophytes can't tell the difference between an advanced devotee and a neophyte devotee trying to appear like an advanced devotee. They can't tell this. See? Therefore, they get into trouble by unfavorable association. Not even their gurus, if they're not advanced, can teach them this. See? So here, you get the instruction like this from the book. Yeah, I mean, hey man, if you come and listen here, are you getting fed? I don't need you to tell me. I don't need to say you're getting fed. I mean, are you getting fed? And you might say to me, like some say, well, I don't like your class. I don't feel like it. And then I look at you and I say, well, why aren't you listening attentively? What are you doing? This, and this, and this. No wonder you're not getting anything. No wonder you don't like my classes.
They are not eating yet. They are only
No, they're
looking or something. They are
distracted.
not eating practically.
You're not following the process yet. And as I said, that could be okay because some people have so much deep-rooted stuff that's in the way. So, and that's why Prabhupada got people at first to work, 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 work. And sometimes in this Sangha, if you're like that, work for the Guru, man. Work for me. You need a lot of help, man. I still need things need to be transcribed and all that. Okay, you can't listen attentively. Okay, work for Krishna. Work practically. This is better. Working, you can work for the deities and all that stuff. This is better. Work here. You like Krishna, you like Krishna consciousness. Do some work here or whatever is needed. Could be like transcribing, maybe cutting. I mean, God, all these videos I make need to be cut and made, put titles to, and put them up there. People could do that. I mean, so if you don't complain. Oh, I don't get it. Well, then you can work for Krishna. If you can't follow the rules and regulations, or you can't become like attentive hearing because you got so much stuff going on inside. Well, anybody can. People that you can work for a Vaishnava. You'll attain the ultimate result. You'll get purified and then come to these other platforms automatically. Do what you can. That's why I see Bhagavad Gita teaches this. Why not apply that here? See, if anybody's having trouble just listening and hearing and also giving classes and tasting the ras and all that stuff, and can't follow a strict like come and chant, rounds to or something, some kind of Vaidhi thing. And work, you come and do some work for our mission here. We got a great mission. It's a great privilege to do some work here. You don't think Krishna's going to take it serious? Oh, you're helping my devotees spread pure devotional service in the world and wake up, and you're doing this. So everybody can participate here at whatever level works for them. We may have people that are attracted, to the name and the past. They also want to do whatever to be done. So everybody can connect here. Even if you say, "Oh, I like the people here, but I can't really listen always attentively and all that." Well, come and do some work. Work for the mission. They call that seva. You never heard of that seva?
Becoming a volunteer.
Yeah, volunteer. Why do they do that? Why not do it here? You're working for a very important mission. Something very dear to God's heart that people don't know. And this is transcendental to the modes of nature. So it's not surprising it's, not always easy to grasp. Read this one. This is a good one.
Lalita Ganga. It's the only important mission on earth today.
Actually, she's got a point there. I mean, God, look at this mission that these demons are going after, man. They want to kill billions of people they want to annihilate.
Wow, I really feel.
Yeah, yeah. That's from her. You see, she gets these realizations from ecstatic chanting. It helped. Krishna reveals many deep things. Go ahead.
Shama Gauri. I feel the same, Gurudev, because I know why I had to go and still do through all my sorrows. Yeah, well, you had that one, but now I know it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Takes time. Yeah. Hey, is my sound good on this? Let me know if the sound is good.
Yeah, but sometimes here the picture freezes.
Picture freezes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Play your guitar for a minute. I have to go and take care of my body here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Okay.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ah,
Read on.
we finished the purport of
Okay. Read first.
next verse. Srimad Bhagavatam 246. Hare Krishna. Krishna. I beg to know from you how the personality of Godhead. I beg to know from you how the personality of Godhead, by his personal energies, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, creates these phenomenal universes as they are, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods, which are inconceivable even to the great demigods.
Yeah. Read the word for word on that. That's really good. That's pretty deep, huh?
This is Maharaj Parikshit talking. Buja again. I only need to read the English. Again, also, I wish to learn Again, also, I wish to learn. The personality of Godhead, personal by the energies. The personality of Godhead, personal by the energies. As this phenomenal world, as this phenomenal world does create universe, as this phenomenal world does create universe, inconceivable by the great demigods, inconceivable by the great demigods.
Yeah, could you imagine trying to figure out how this universe? See, this is look at all this phenomenal. You know, phenomena means manifestations. Look at it's amazing all this stuff going on here. How would we really know these things? Get it from parampara source. Otherwise, yeah, and this knowledge is very and you it's to me it's the best explanation I ever heard, you know, what we get from Vedas. You know, it helps us navigate in this world. Otherwise, people are they don't know what, you know, they don't have any understanding, real understanding. Modes of nature they don't understand, not taught to them. You can't learn this in school. You have to go through the disciplic line. Yeah, people read Bhagavad Gitas. They don't know how to tell what is it. How do you tell which Bhagavad Gita to read? They have so many versions. You got to come in parampara and learn. You learn. Oh yeah, get a Bhagavad Gita written by a real devotee in the line. See, they have real devotion. You know, they have that means they have real understanding. You see, we teach all these things because we're in the real line. Where are you going to learn this stuff? How do people in ISKCON and these other groups? They're not really clear about who to hear from. They think they can hear from 1,000 gurus out there. Those 1,000 that they were made, they stamped out in their GBC meetings that they can go and listen to. They don't know. They don't know the real standards right there in the book. They don't know because you got to come in the real line. You got to have a devotee Bhagavat. You listen to the person empowered by Krishna, who Krishna reveals the real deep truth to, and then you can know. Otherwise, look at them. They don't know. They don't know they can go and listen to those who are still under the thumb of Putana's energy. They're not a real, hey man, where's the real Vaishnava of Vrindavan, the real devotee of Vrindavan? That's who you need to hear from. Is that too hard to understand? Isn't that the real purpose of knowing what is the obstacle, Putana? Why does she come into here? You learn all these things. Where did you learn that out there? They can't tell you because they're under the Putana still. Unless you're a real resident of Vrindavan, man, unless you chant holy names with great ecstatic devotion, like the book Bhagavat says, and you're a living devotee Bhagavat because you chant the holy name before the world with great ecstatic love, and people can actually see that. You are not over Putana obstacle. How dare you on this level? Okay, I'm only preaching gold standard now. Just don't misunderstand me. Okay, how dare you say that you can deliver your disciple to Vrindavan and you haven't achieved Vrindavan yourself? You're still not a resident, man. You got to meet a real resident of Vrindavan who is empowered by the parampara to deliver others to Vrindavan. Otherwise, how are you going to do it? Okay? People don't know these things. You got to come in the real line. All these secrets you learn. You got, you know, all these obstacles. This is the ignorance. By their word, ignorance is destroyed. Have you heard a few words now that have destroyed some ignorance? You know, people can, you come here, 40 years of following those who are still under the Putana obstacle can be eradicated in just 5 minutes of preaching. If you hear attentively, if you hear for a while and come to say, hey man, what I hear, I've never heard 1,000 of those gurus ever speak. There you go. You found a great sage. Because a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from 1,000 neophyte gurus who are still under the thumb of Putana. See? And you're still under the Putana obstacle until you're a real resident of Vrindavan, right? Doesn't that make sense? How can you say, yeah, I'm a representative of Krishna conscious movement, and you got all these to say, oh Gurudev, please deliver me to Vrindavan. You're not even delivered yourself. How ridiculous. Come on, let's get real. You know, let's get some real understanding here. What do we got here? Read this, Tom.
Wow.
Got some action coming.
Yeah. There's so many feelings now. Shiva Pradadas. Why Shastras speak about conjugal love amongst Radha and Krishna? Why Shastras speak about conjugal love amongst Radha and Krishna? That relationship we can find only in Dwaraka Lila. That relationship we can find only in Dwaraka Lila. In Vrindavan Lila, Radha was married to Abhimanyu. In Vrindavan Lila, Radha was married to Abhimanyu. Greetings for everybody, especially for my friend Lalita Ganga. Hare Krishna.
All right, let me look at this here. Okay, why okay, he's probably this English. Okay. All right. Why Shastras speak about conjugal love amongst Radha and Krishna? That relationship we can find only in Dwarka Lila. In Vrindavan Lila, Radha was married. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, again, you have to be in Parampara to hear about this. You know. Um, yeah. Okay. So the Shastras speak about conjugal love in Vrindavan because there it's the conjugal love, but it's an affair. See, Abhimanu, even he's not really married. There, it's just a kind of a smokescreen to enhance the pastimes. The way you can understand this is with these persons in the material world who have affairs. They're married, but there's a special excitement of sneaking out on your wife and having something new, some new poontang out there. And it's exciting. See, there's a special excitement about that sneaking around. Yeah, you know. So the problem here, you do that, and there's karma. You know, usually get a bad reputation. Like poor Clinton. Oh, that guy, man. Oh, he was out sneaking around, and he gets humiliated, and it's you know considered by the world a very bad thing to cheat on your wife usually. Okay? So, but in Vrindavan, oh, it enhances the excitement because everything there is pure and is conjugal. Even it's very intimate. See, and so yeah, so Radha and the gopis, they many of them are married and they sneak out on their husbands to meet with Krishna. So it's conjugal also. So it's just a little heightened ecstasy. Go ahead, Tom. What?
Yeah, I feel it's like a school and you're in the class, yes, and you sneak out and you go to the next class, not to the next level, and there's a total different RAS and total different upgrade of the quality.
Yeah. And you can begin to understand that and accept that when you see that the whole world here is a reflection, a dim reflection of the spiritual world. So what goes on here goes on there. See? So, but everything there is pure in the purified state. Here, it's all a perverted reflection. That's why there's karma here. You go and engage in a conjugal relationship with somebody else other than your wife, you might get killed. You know, your wife might come over and get passionate, and you know, there's all these crimes of passion. And you know, you may get instant karma. Who knows? But anyway, there's it's not. It's usually looked down upon here. There, it's a great thing. You know, it's a wonderful thing. Uh, um, enhances the transcendental ras, because all ras there is spiritual. See, it's even a higher ras in the sense, if you look from neutral, it's a deeper ecstatic excitement than just the conjugal that Krishna's my husband, and Krishna's. Krishna himself likes this conjugal in Vrindavan, when the wives are sneaking out. It's a kind of a thing that they are giving up even their chastity to be with Krishna. Now that's the high, that's like they're giving up everything, even their, because especially in Vrindavan, chastity is like, even in India. Oh my God, this is a big treasure. People don't like it, or at least in the more olden times. Maybe now it's different a little bit. But chastity is a very highly virtuous quality, and the gopis gave that up for loving Krishna. And see, they sacrifice everything for Krishna. That's why even here, you guys are all getting trained out there. You ISKCON devotees, Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Me, you're all being trained. You don't maybe know it, but you will know it. You're being trained and you're being tested. If you don't give up everything, that's in the way of this preaching here. If you come and you like this preaching, and it's a good fortune to do that, if you get it like, wow, this is really inspiring, and you go and tell your guru, and they say, oh, don't go there, you follow my order. And if you follow their order, you failed. You've been misled. You don't understand the real Bhagavad. And they say, you see, you never leave your guru. The Bhagavatam says so. And I say, bullpucky. No, 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 no. If you get a chance to engage in the loving service of Krishna and make very great progress to it, if not attain it very quickly, and you don't do that, well, you're not following the real process yet of Bhagavatam. Because that's the process. See? Bali Maharaj, he had a spiritual master, and he found his spiritual master was adverse. He got the opportunity, Vamanadev. He got to go to that upgrade, the next level. His guru wouldn't go. His guru said, no, 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 no. I'm not going, and you don't go either. Otherwise, that's an offense against your spiritual master. I'll curse you, even. He went anyway. Okay? That's how Vrindavan style is. You'll sacrifice what's in the way to go to the next stage, and Maya will test you. See, if you listen here, you can get through that obstacle. Otherwise, not. The wives of the Brahmins, they got through it. The same thing happened to them. They were presented with the opportunity of the cowherd boys. See, the ecstatic cowherd boys, very intimate with Krishna. Isn't that that's the meaning of cowherd boy? Increased intimacy with God, with Krishna. They got the opportunity to serve them. And the husband said, no, no, no. The husbands wouldn't do it. And then they said, no, 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 you don't do it either. You must follow our orders. We're your gurus. We're your husbands. You're supposed to follow what we say. And they said, no, 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 no. We're going to associate with the cowherd boys and serve them, and have a picnic with them. And they said, no, we forbid you. No, 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 we're still going. See, that's the Bhagavatam. Can you do that out there? If you can, you're going to get Vrindavan like they did. If you read the Bhagavatam, you see they came back very shortly with love of God. It says right there in there. Very shortly they came back with love of God and converted their husbands. And they also got, wow, our wives, they went and served the real intimate devotees. They came back with love of God, had Fayana. Well, their association. So if you want to win this game, if you want to win Vrindavan, just accept Vrindavan. It's being offered to ISKCON devotees now, Gaudiya Smiti, Gaudiya Math. If you have not attained love of God, Prema Bhakti in ISKCON, Gaudiya Smiti, Gaudiya Math, why not come here? Why not? People here are attaining it. You can see people have symptoms of prema. Not everybody, but fair amount. And the others are making quick progress. Now, to me, that's Bhagavatam. Am I telling you the truth or not? Are they telling you? You compare this teaching I just heard in the last 5 minutes to their teaching that you've been listening to for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years since Prabhupada. What is stronger? What is more Bhagavatam? That's why you need the gold standard out there if you want Vrindavan. You got to meet somebody. Dodi or no Dodi, are they preaching the gold standard of how to attain Vrindavan Prema like Lord Chaitanya taught and gave? Are they doing it or not? Right now, we're preaching the gold standard. How to attain Krishna and Vrindavan and Radha in this life. Many will get Krishna Radha in this life, if not a week or a month or 8 months. You'll get your eternal loving relationship with the Lord awakened and established and nourished. My God, the more I talk about this, the more I realize what I think we should charge them for this, Tom, don't you? This is too valuable. I think people should pay. What do you think? $1 million a class? You think that'd be good? 2 million. 1 million and 2 million. What should we set the class? This stuff is priceless. Tom doesn't get my jokes. Doesn't laugh. He's taking seriously
about all this. I was thinking of this line. It's in the purport. There's one line. Can I read it? One line in the purport.
Go ahead.
For every unknown thing, we have to learn and inquire from a learned personality. So this is, for every unknown thing, we have to learn and inquire from a learned personality.
It's so common sense, Prabhupada. See, you got to meet somebody like that alive, because that's so true. For every unknown thing, that's practically everything is unknown in this world. Nobody knows. So we need to inquire about it. That's why I like reading this chapter. Oh, yeah, let's learn about creation, because I don't know on my own. I have to hear from authority. Even if I chant the verses myself, the Lord has given me that qualification by His grace. I can understand. I have communication going between the Lord, my lordships. See, I got 2 ships, Radha and Krishna. Ooh, isn't that amazing? These words just represent my 2 lordships. Got 2 boats, and I got 2 feet in each one of them, and I'm not going this way. We go straight down the line. Actually, we're skiing back to Vrindavan. I got the 2 boats, man. I got my skis on. And it's all downhill, which is really great, man. No uphill skiing. No, downhill, man. Right into the laps of the residency there. Yeah, I'm checking. I got a lot of comments. Okay, good. Yeah, read this one. This is good.
Shama Gauri. We all have to accept that we are still going through a learning process, purifying until we finally reach the lotus feet of Krishna.
Yeah, and don't think it's ever going to stop. Once you attain the lotus feet of Krishna, that's when your learning really bears fruit, man. That's really, then you're really like, oh, wow, now I'm beginning to learn something, man. The learning never stops. Krishna himself is always loves it, man. I love it too. And always you start to, that's the point where you always hanker for the lotus feet of Krishna. More and more and more. Yeah. The learning never stops, and nor why would you want it? It's so nice to learn. People go to school, become professional learners. This mundane knowledge here is really wonderful to learn. Here, it's a different kind of. Once you attain the lotus Krishna, then you learn like this immediately as you're tasting and relishing these names and these pastimes, everything you learn and learn, it's just wonderful. You stay eternally youthful. Your life lasts longer. You start to become spiritually healthy, even materially healthy. Maybe not, maybe, who cares? I don't even pray. If people say, oh, pray for this, but why should I pray? Why do I need to pray? Just go, you come to sadhu sangha, you hear these, you interact and make friends with them, your life is going to be auspicious, even if your body falls apart. Prabhupada taught this. You just got to make best use of a bad bargain. If your bargain and your body is not so good, okay, well, we'll make the best use of it we can. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I'm asking myself, and I want to ask you: is there also a rhythm and structure in this class? Meaning, in the morning classes, there's a structure, morning arati and things. It helps. I'm asking myself also: do I need a structure, or can I go intuitively all over the place?
Yeah, the structure is spontaneous, right? The structure basically is sadhu sangha, meeting here regularly. See, and so from the structure of the okay, we have a meeting about this time. I can't be like right on the dot, but between this time and this time, or during the day, the structure is okay. I've got the time. Let me just make sure when I get a notification, if I'm free, I can come and listen. That kind of structure, and then by hearing, it's just automatic because here Hari Katha is very pleasing just to listen to, and he chant with devotees. Then whatever comes spontaneously from that. See, that's the level. So you need the structure of, well, actually the principle. You could say the principle. What are the principles of Raganuga Bhakti and spontaneous devotional service? See, well, that's what you learn here. Principle is come regularly to sadhu sangha. Yeah, develop an attraction for this, and you'll get purified. The more you come regularly, or you'll see you'll get purified, and then you'll become more and more attracted to topics of Krishna, which is your saving grace. Lord Chaitanya said, "Those who become attracted to Krishna." See, this conversation with was a Pradyumna Mishra. He was an aristocratic Brahmin, but he had attraction to Krishna. He said, oh, you're very fortunate for having attraction to topics of Krishna. That's the boon, that's the wealth you can get here. That's the gold. That's the gold standard. You come here, you'll become as attracted to Krishna's topics as the guru, if not more, maybe. Who knows? Okay? So yeah, that principle, that structure, and so and then the attraction comes, and then you want more of Krishna. You want to get up and talk yourself, maybe, or maybe come to another class and listen. See, the more attraction. See, this is all wealth building. Wealth building is Bhakti Lata Bij. You come. How can you not get Bhakti Lata Bij if you come here for Krishna and in a receptive mood? And listen attentively. How can you not get Bhakti Lata Bij? How can you not realize Krishna?
Yeah. So we can see if we are approaching by feeling more attracted, more regular, more intuitive. And I see now my notifications from Facebook, they don't work very properly, but I feel more intuitively when it's time. I feel attracted, so I can. So this feeling attracted is a sign of progress.
Yes. Yeah, that's the most important sign, because the devotee, you become more and more like an actual an associate of the Lord, or even as a guru, like the song Sri Guru Charana Padma, um, the no Samsaradava, that song. The spiritual master is always eager to chant the pastimes of Lord Krishna. You become like that. So you become like who you hear from. You want to be in fear? You want to be in anxiety? Listen to the hypocrites. Go listen to Fauci and see how you feel. Who the heck wants to listen to somebody who puts you in fear? Are you kidding? You come here, we'll take care of that. We'll end that fear. You'll be fearless in this world. What's there? When your spiritual body is awakened, you overcome fear because now you've attained Krishna. See, your spiritual body awakens when Krishna awakens simultaneously. Now you can have loving exchanges with God. Where can the fear be? What fear people? That's why Jesus said, "Don't fear. Don't fear those who can kill the body, who can kill your soul." Now you can't kill the soul, but a big but, you can cut it off from life, and it's just like you are dead. You're dead in the modes. You think the modes are real, and they're only real for a time. And you get really attached to them. You come back again, again, again. Sometimes as a human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes a dog, sometimes an insect. You want to continue that, or do you want to get relief of that? You want to come out of that? Well,
So the
that's
soul can be the soul can be asleep or alive. That's the difference.
mhm. Yeah. See, alive means to be with real life. Real life is awakening of the spiritual body, awakening of your individual spiritual body. Okay? And that's done in by God waking up. Simultaneously, the devotee wakes up. You see, so when you hear the preaching of a real devotee, you're hearing this intimate teaching that wakes up the Lord. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm a spirit. See, the Lord reveals that. The first thing you realize, I'm a spirit soul. I'm a spirit. I'm not this body. I'm in this body. See, this is aware. I don't. It's not like it's I. This. It's you're aware and you become aware. Ah, I am a servant of Krishna. I'm here to serve as transcendental form. Yeah, I mean, it's so great to do this. I mean, this is all I'm here. I want to share this with people on, until I'm out of here. In another preaching field. And I want to preach the same, help liberate people, just keep staying in touch with this. It's so important, isn't it? Lalita said it's most important. So we're here to take the devotees who have been practicing because of either the guru hasn't told you, maybe they're qualified, but they're not ordered or inspired by Radha and Krishna to tell this confidential truth. Well, I am. You want this? Come here, you'll get this. If you're deterred by these other leaders or your family or friends, or politicians, oh, this is really crazy doing this here. Well, you failed the test. Yeah. Okay, read a little bit more. I might have to stop.
Shall
Matter
I
of fact,
read Lalita Ganga or next verse?
yeah, read Lalita Gangas.
very excited to have secret relationship with the one who shares his secrets with you.
Yeah, it's great to have family, friends. Read this here.
No price is high enough for this preaching.
That's right. It's priceless, man. And it's being given as free. Yeah. I receive freely. We give freely. Jesus taught that. You receive freely, give freely. Okay, read this here.
Amon Narayan. I've been in ISKCON over 40 years and have not seen one ecstatic tear from hundreds of so-called swamis. Only in this Sangha people will see genuine, pure, ecstatic, unalloyed devotion from the heart.
Wow, that's amazing. See, all that experience. So that's the testimony. All right, what else we got here? Okay, read this one.
Amon Narayan. The greatest spiritual wealth is hearing in this Sangha.
Yeah, this is where you collect spiritual wealth. You want to wake up, or do you, see if you connect with Krishna, all your fear will disappear. You'll be bold. The more you're engaged in the loving, when you become engaged in the loving service, you feel this love awakening when you serve the name and the pastimes of the Lord. Okay, when that awakens, that's fear. Your fear will go. Okay? It'll be replaced by faith in the truth, realization, see, and boldness and empowerment. See, that's wealth, man. See, and that nobody can touch. See? It's only when they you're not strong enough in that realization that people can deviate you. You believe they're false. What do you call their false ideas? Still, they're inexperienced. See, they're not an experienced devotee. We ultimately you need to find the real path. That's the real devotee, and then you'll hear the real Bhagavatam and be delivered. Pretty simple. What's the problem? What's the difficulty? By the action of the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, absorbed in transcendental, blissful, ecstatic emotion. See? You will also get this love of God from in that way. If you don't have a book Bhagavat and you have a devotee Bhagavat, oh well, then you can still get it. But if you have a book Bhagavat and no devotee Bhagavat that has realized the book Bhagavat, they're an example of love of God, ecstatic love of God with the tears pouring out of their eyes and the holy laughter and other symptoms, then it is doubtful you'll understand the book Bhagavat unless you got previous qualification. I mean, really understand it to the point of ecstasy. Really understand it, and you say, okay, yeah, I can abandon religion, no problem, and just worship the Lord in bliss and ecstasy. See? If you can't do that, you need shiksha, man. You need more, you need more shiksha. My goodness, already 2 hours. Okay, let's see here. Okay, read this one here.
Amon Narayan. Yes, even Pradyumna Mishra said, My dear Lord, you have made me extremely obliged to you. My Lord, you have made me extremely obliged to you, because you have drowned me in a nectarian ocean of talks about Krishna. Because you have drowned me in a nectarian ocean of talks about Krishna.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's it, man. It's beautiful, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, I need to stop and rest and eat and stuff. Stay a little regulated. Okay, my friends, Yeah, that's good. 8 people watching. That's wonderful. 8 down, 4 billion to go.
Can I say a little thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel this um, when people they are stuck in this class and there are still some walls and there are still some hindrance to go to the upgrade. They are imprisoned. There are still some offenses, some walls. That's the
Yeah,
picture I get. So it's
yeah, yeah.
the walls. They are also offenses. Not being able to hear and connect with the upgrade class.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's true. Okay. Hey, Janaki, I'm ready. You can make some prasad, and I'll go and get. So let me know how much time. Okay, Haribo.
Thank you very much, Haribo.
Hey, thanks, Tom. That was a great reading. We'll do more of that. It was fun. Thank you, all the audience there. Mary, Lalita, Aman, maybe Govinda's there too. Janaki, Shamaguri, Padmagarba, thank you. Who else? Amanamayan, Padmagarba. Okay. All right, everybody.